got a sort of a buckle card to show you today. It's kind of a faux buckle card, but it gives you that same illusion, which I love. So let me show you what we'll be using. The dies for today's card are the Swiss collection background. We've got a sentiment from the Amazing Sentiments, which is a clear stamp set. I'll be doing a bit of embossing with one of the new Pinpoint embossing folders called Dotted Matrix. And I'm also using out of the Swiss collection the Zurich die, the Geneva die, and we'll be using the center of the Bern die from the Swiss collection as well. So I'm going to start with a bit of embossing first. I've got a piece of milk card, and I'm going to use the Dotted Matrix. Pop that into place. Now let me just move these out of the way. We'll bring in our raspberry adapter plate. Let's get that in there. There we go. Oops, let's try centering that a little bit better. Pop that into place, raspberry plate on top. There we go. And get the edge of that. You'll hear the pinpoints as they release, which I love. Gives a beautiful emboss with this folder. Pop that to the side, and that's beautiful. I'm going to do some cutting first, and we'll come back to that in a minute. So out of a piece of blush card, I'm going to use the outside die from the Swiss background. We're going to center it and tape it into place. A couple pieces of removable tape, and I want a little bit of an edge evenly all the way around it. That looks good. Pop that down, and now we'll grab our cutting plates back. Pop that down. And when you have a die that's got so much detail like this, it's easier if you turn it a little bit so it hits the rollers at a corner first. Just makes it a tiny bit easier to turn. There we go. A lot of detail on this one. Let's check it. That looks like it's cut nicely. We'll do a quick roll over with the tool-in-one, take out some bits. There we go. And peel our tape off gently. Pop that out. And there we go. So you've got really nice detail showing up around the edge of that. Now, what I want to do is I want to put that into place with a backing of milk card behind it. Let's just tidy up a little bit there. So I'm taking a tiny bit of the Cosmic Shimmer Dries Clear Glue, and I'll go around the edge. I've left a tiny bit of a border here so I can pick that up quite nicely. And a little bit on the inside. And I've got one I've already done, so I can show that to you when I finish this, but I'm going to give you a quick measurement too. I'm trying to remember so hard to do my measurements for you. On the milk card, I've cut it at 5 inches by just a hair over 7, and on the blush card, slightly smaller at 4 3/4 by just under 6 3/4 there. So now I've got these matted. What you want to do is cut the center out using just the cutting edge, and you'll have a nice clean cut to these. Get that lined up right inside of those really pretty piercing dots that are on this die. And pop it back into your cutting plate and run through. There we go. This will give you a really pretty even cut if you do it this way rather than trying to cut them separately. So I've got one I've added some pearls to and some mounting foam. So what we're going to do is mount that onto the embossed background we did earlier. Bring our dotted matrix back in, peel off our mounting foam. There we go. Center that over it. really nice like that. I'm going to bring in the pierced area that I've already prepared ahead of time. Milk matte with the piercing, the blush, and then the milk matte again, and we'll just do a little bit of gluing on the back here. Pop that into place. And I'll give you an overall measurement on that one as well. There we go. So the outermost piece here is 8.5 by 6 2/3. Okay, so that's all ready to go. So the next thing up, I want to show you how I've made my faux buckle here. I've cut the outer edge from the Geneva, which is just the piercing ring with the 2 cutting areas. Cut that. And I've also cut the Zurich, and I've done a milk on milk card with the backing, cut the center out. So I've just popped this into place, and if you just bend this ever so slightly, that will hold that right where you want it. And I've hand cut a strip with a little bit of a fork on either end, and we are just going to pop this through this way and tape it into place. So it does look like it's been woven through, but it really hasn't. So I've got one I've added some pearls to, a bit of mounting foam to raise it because we've got this little bit of a recess over it. So I'll pop the backing off of these. There we go. And that will fit right inside of that background very nicely. We'll just center it up like that. And to finish that up, I've stamped my sentiment and I've cut it out with the inside of the Bern die set, just to give a real pretty little blush border on the milk card. And that will seat right in the middle here. Perfect little sentiment sitting up in what looks like a buckle card. So I love the way this looks. I hope you've enjoyed today's video, and I think any sentiment would work absolutely fabulously in that too.